You want to see the October surprise that just might kill Donald Trump's chances of becoming president? This one stupid racist joke. Watch.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Do you want to know the people that are mostly offended by this comment? Non-Puerto Ricans, people who don't live there, and people who have never been there before in their lives. Liberals are so desperate right now that they want this to be the next major headline when, one, Trump didn't say it, two, the man was a comedian, but three, you know why? Because it brings attention to the last 3.5, almost 4 years that Kamala Harris was in office and did nothing to help the people of Puerto Rico. What this did is it shined light on the issues in Puerto Rico, okay? There is so much pollution there washed up on these beaches, and the people of Puerto Rico are miserable and they can't get any help from this administration.
Yes, recently we have seen media outreach over a comment made by a comedian. Biden alone single-handedly destroyed Kamala campaign by this gaffer. A lot of people are now talking about this. Even the mainstream media is picking this up. Extremely concerning. We saw what happened. Even today, some still go on to talk about it. And the mainstream media is now struggling to defend Biden after this gabble, calling Trump supporters garbage. When I saw that clip, I thought maybe it was fake, but I realized it was a real video until Trump was shocked to hear that Biden is calling his supporters garbage. I was impressed what he did. Let's forgive Biden. That is what Trump said during his rally in Pennsylvania.
Tonight, there's new reporting about Joe Biden and a moment that explains why things are the way that they are. Sources tell CNN that the president is in do no harm mode, stapling himself to the bench at the direction of the Harris campaign. Well, even from the White House, he may have done some pretty significant harm in the final week of the campaign.
Why is he sitting in front of a laptop at the exact same moment Kamala Harris is out on his backyard trying to give the closing argument to her campaign? What in the world is he doing? Now, I don't accept your framing of it personally because I actually do believe he, Harris, the Democratic Party, and most of their campaign do believe that half the country is garbage. They've also said people who go to Trump rallies are Nazis. And so it's pretty apparent the disdain with which they hold half of the country in.
It's not true. The party already litigated it in Kamala's speech tonight.
But as a tactical matter today,
no, but you don't just get to say
why in the world is Joe Biden giving remarks at the same time as Kamala Harris?
Yes, Biden's latest gaffer might cost Kamala the elections. I don't know if you've seen it. CNN devolved into complete chaos after Biden calls Trump supporters garbage. Just few days, we saw how the mainstream media pick up, oh, a comedian said this about Puerto Rico.
Several landfills in Puerto Rico that are taking over the water system, being poured into the oceans, and really polluting and damaging the island. That could have been what he was referencing to, but it was just poor time and just poor choice of words that I think that folks that are on the fence really led them away from Trump at this time. So I think that's why strategically he needs to address it.
Did it at all make you question your support for him?
No.
I do believe it could hurt, but I also learned that the reason the reference was made is because there's 29 dump sites, garbage dump sites in Puerto Rico, and the Biden administration, Biden-Harris administration, are not allowing them to burn it. So they're the ones turning Puerto Rico into a garbage dump. That's what I heard. I'm not sure how true it is. Puerto Rico's only 70 miles by 35 miles, 29 garbage dumps that they can't do anything with it. I mean, you figure it out.
Does the comment and the fact that it took place at one of his largest events of the year make you question your support for him at all?
No, not at all.
Your comments like that, does that change your perspective about who you might vote for?
No. So nervous about those comments
right there? Well, it has to do, as I said, with one of the most important voting blocks in one of the most important places, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, you remember the Commonwealth. Joe Biden won it by just 81,000 votes in 2020. Donald Trump won it by 44,000 votes in 2016. So you get the idea. It's really close in Pennsylvania. Okay, there are around 600,000 by some counts, 600,000 Latino voters, I'll put an L right there, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Around, by some counts, 300,000 Puerto Rican voters in the state of Pennsylvania, the third highest Puerto Rican population in the entire country. Maybe the most telling is Lehigh County. That's where Allentown is. People know the Billy Joel song from Allentown, but Lehigh County's had huge demographic shifts over the years, has nearly a 50% Hispanic population.
When you take a look at these people responding to this question from the mainstream media, you can clearly see that they are not even concerned about what the comedian said. It is not a thing to them. But liberals are taking it to another level. At the end of the day, I will conclude that it was just media outreach. People don't care about that. Trump never even said it. Now Biden said this, calling Trump supporters garbage. They are comparing it to what Hillary Clinton said just at this same moment. And it is affecting Kamala campaign like never before. Reason, you see, the mainstream media would struggle to clean this up. Like I saw MSNBC, they were still supporting Biden. They didn't even realize, they don't want to acknowledge that what he said was wrong. Though at a certain point, CNN struggled to balance it up, but MSNBC refused to acknowledge that.
Something immediately tried to clarify it, Joe, but it's certainly a story on the right who are trying to paint this to be the next basket of deplorables.
Well, of course, and Donald Trump says shocking things every day in Fox News, and all of his apologists of the Republican Party immediately go to it and brush it off, explain it away, or just completely ignore it. Here, they're trying to make a firestorm out of something that, again, if you look at it, you look at what he said immediately afterward, which Donald Trump didn't say. He immediately afterwards said, no, that's not what I meant. I was talking about the comedian and people that supported that kind of talk. But, you know, Joe Biden obviously doesn't believe that. We had that, I forget what state it was in, but it was during a hurricane, after a hurricane, I believe, and Joe Biden went in. And he went and he talked to the crowd, went over, talked to a guy who was a big Trump supporter, joked with him, put the hat on him. And again, trying to bring people together and even saying, hey, I'll wear your Trump cap. We're all on the same team. That's the type of leadership you want.
This is the exact moment Trump was informed what is going on. He was on stage at this moment. Biden released a statement. According to this CNN host who shared this, Biden's verbal gavel is an absolute nightmare for Harris' campaign. This is getting more attention than Harris' closing argument speech. This is Biden. Earlier today, I referred to the hateful rally about Puerto Rico spewed by Trump supporters at his Madison Square Garden rally as garbage. Okay, according to Biden, he was going after people who said some things at Madison Square Garden, but still yet, you cannot correct a wrong by doing wrong. You need to do things right. If what they said was wrong, you as a president, you need to calm down the situation, pass your message without using the same word. That is crazy.
I think it would be great if she could run on what Biden has done, because what Biden has done is actually tremendous.
I agree.
And I think it is absolutely bananas that she has to even think of distancing herself from the Jobs and Infrastructure Act, from the CHIPS Act, from the PACT Act. We haven't done infrastructure. Why are you laughing?
Please keep talking about the CHIPS Act.
The target? Okay, well, tell me which countries are shit on. I'll do it.
Treatment than real Americans.
I have mixed them. There's something wrong with me. I find that guy very funny. So.
Aggressively anti-common sense that takes place on the left.
Right. So
that's why they keep running that ad.
Fascist, his friends are all dictators.
I don't care about that at all.
Fight for your country.
You're calling yourself...
Well, this is the problem.
Homes Enterprise.
If you are over 18, please register to vote for something else.
Are now stepping forward.
Seen before.
I don't care if they write that.
This is happening.
She's very close to Trump. She's 30.
A financial Republican.
Hang on, Tim Walz.
Look at what Democrats are experiencing.
And sometimes there's a trend line that I never noticed before and make me go, whoa.
You know, Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls.
Throw a birthday party for Diddy.
Hey, you're calling yourself. Well, this is the problem.
If you are over 18, please register to vote for